the French were obviously here, or there's French influence here, because everywhere I go, I see French architecture. And, you go to Argentina, you see French architecture. So they must, those French,
They
they get
got about a bit.
around.
But I like France,
Yeah,
you
I do
see.
too. I like there's first of all, there's lots of places in France to
Mm. It's
to
got lovely
explore.
architecture in France.
Yes, yes, it does. But it's
I,
interesting because, when I go around the world, there's a lot of places that I see and I go, the French were obviously here, or there's French influence here, because everywhere I go, I see French architecture, right?
yes,
So I go
yeah.
and like when I was in, you go to Argentina, you see French architecture.
Wow.
I've got, when so they must, those French, they
They
get
got about a bit.
around.
I hadn't realized until a few years ago how much influence the French had had across the world. I'm aware of the British Empire and the influence that we had as British, but I hadn't realized how much the French had influenced around the world in a similar way to what we've done. And I
Yeah,
guess
that's
it's not
well, see, I get that because my
mm,
country
is
is
French.
both. That's
Yeah.
how we have the French in Quebec because of the
Mm,
French. They came here first, and
yeah.
then the British
And the
came,
British.
and then they fought it out,
And we won.
and the British won. And the Quebecers to this day just can't get over it.
Oh, talking of that, I can remember a friend of mine, she was in America and visiting on uh what's that? Oh, War of Independence.
Yes.
That day
Okay.
that they
Yeah.
celebrate the
Yeah.
Independence Day, don't they?
Yeah.
And somebody, an American, said to her, "So do you celebrate this day?" And she turned around and went, "No, that's one that we lost."
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Now I feel I'm more of sort of European. I'm British, um, and I quite like Europe. I like
I
to be
do too.
part of
I mean,
Europe.
first of all, Europe is very, very different in all different parts. Like there's so
Yes,
many different parts to it that,
yeah,
there's so much to explore and so much to see and so
yeah,
much history.
yes.
But even for me, I've had that sort of little like, I'm glad I went to Denmark
Okay.
because they have royalty too in all those
Yeah.
places in the Scandinavia and stuff like that, like
Yeah,
Sweden, Norway,
Finland.
Denmark. They all have their
Mm,
own royal
mm,
families too, and the
yeah.
the Danish one is probably older than the British one.
Really?
Yes. And the interesting thing, it's just slightly older, I think, not much.
Okay.
But the interesting thing was when I was in a palace in Denmark, one of the
Hmm.
palaces, got multiple palaces too, in
Yes.
Copenhagen.
Hmm.
I was in one of the palaces and there was a painting on the wall, and it has all these relatives. They're all relatives in it.
Wow.
And one portion of it, you see this guy here who was the son of whoever and the whatever. He becomes the Prince of Greece or the King of Greece. This guy
Yeah.
over here becomes the whoever of whatever. And then you see the relation to, um, I want to say, I think it's, um, might have been the son of Queen Victoria, could have been Edward, but I don't remember. But there's a British connection
Well, because
to the Danish
Victoria's,
family.
yes. Well, the Queen Victoria, she had, I don't know how many girls, and then she married them off to,
Yes,
so
exactly.
they
Yeah.
were all connected. And
Yeah.
then if
But
you
I
think
think
that,
there is a connection there. It's not
yeah,
it's not her. He could have married a Dane or somebody like that, right? Like
Well,
So
Edward.
and it may not be Edward. It could even be before Edward. I just don't remember the picture that I have. I'll have
Well,
to go
before
back and look
Edward,
at the picture, and I'll,
okay.
you know what?
Before Edward was
Maybe I'll
Victoria.
even insert it in this video.
Just to make it. Well, yeah, before Edward was Victoria.
Yeah.
Um,
What was Edward? Was he the seventh, Queen Victoria's son? I think he
yeah,
was, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
because
guess
Edward
what?
the Eighth
His
was the one
wife,
that.
Queen
Hmm?
Alexandra,
Yeah, yes.
she was Danish.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
See,
Yeah.
I knew there was a connection
Yeah.
there. Okay. So
Yeah.
I had him right. I knew it was
Yeah.
him in the picture. His wife, Queen Alexandra,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
actually from Denmark.
Denmark. Right.
And also, um, who was Queen Anne?
That was before William and Mary, Queen,
Okay, so her
or after
consort,
William and Mary.
her whoever, Prince George of Denmark, was with Queen Anne. So there's another connection between the Danish monarchy.
Been after
Prince
William and
George of
Mary.
Denmark was the consort of Queen Anne.
What was the name of their son, their Queen Anne? Was that George the First then, Queen Anne's son? Because then we had like George the First, second, third, and fourth.
Oh my God, they had 17 kids.
Oh my God. Anne, Queen Anne.
She had 17 pregnancies, but only 5 births.
Whoa. So her son was George the First then, was he?
Hold on, let's find out.
17 pregnancies and only five live children. Whoa.
No, they did not have George the First.
What was
Um,
their, what was the person that reigned after her then?
her second cousin, George the First. It's her second cousin, though.
So it wasn't one of her children that
No,
took the
because none of
throne.
her kids, I guess, survived.
Oh,
Despite the fact she had numerous pregnancies, she may have actually had a few kids, but then they also died before
right.
they could then become,
Take the throne.
yeah, before they could take the throne.
They died before she did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how it moves to the House of Hanover, I think.
Never. Yes, because you got the George. So actually, yes, he was German, wasn't he? George the First
Yeah, yeah, I believe so.
came
Yeah.
over across
He was a
from.
Hanoverian king for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But he
And
must have
she
been
was the
related to
last
them.
Stuart. That's it.
Yeah.
She was a
Yes.
Stuart. Then she didn't have enough kids to have another Stuart or living kids to have enough
Yeah.
Stuart. Give it to
So it
my
went
cousins.
to.
The cousins become the Hanovers and they take it for a little bit.
Wow. So it sort of did a flip.
You know,
Right.
it's quite a feat to have to memorize or understand and the knowledge of all the British monarchy from like
Mhm.
the beginning straight through. I have to say, I wonder if these current Prince of Wales, the current Prince of Wales, William, I wonder
Yeah.
if he has to study that and know that whole history. Like,
This is my history.
I mean, it's your family. It's your
Yeah.
family history. Okay, granted, we all don't know our family history.
No.
Okay, but I'm just curious because he must do this as he walks the halls. Oh, that's my
Oh,
cousin.
great granny. Great.
That's my great whoever. That's my great great great
Yes.
great 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 grandfather.
I think in a way they need to understand their heritage to be secure in their
Yeah.
position within the monarchy, within the uh succession to the throne.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if you actually consider what Queen Elizabeth did when Charlotte was born or before, she changed the law
Yes. So
that
that if she
Charlotte can
could
actually
be,
stand in her
yes,
line.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Whereas Anne didn't. Anne was, which is why Anne was granted Princess Royal.
Yes. Correct.
But also, you see, Anne, when she married Mark Phillips, Captain Mark Phillips, he always kept his royal
Yes.
military title.
Yes.
He actually came from the village next village over from here. He came from
Okay.
Great Summerford. Um, and Anne refused a title. So he was always just Captain Mark Phillips. Whereas if you actually think of Margaret, Princess Margaret, which was the Queen's sister, when
Hmm.
she married, and I don't know what his name was before he married her, but he became Lord Snowdon because
Yes.
they were given a title,
Yes.
which meant that their children had royal titles.
Yes.
Whereas Princess Anne, A, refused a title for her husband and
And for her
subsequent husband,
children, she refused
and
it.
well, then they weren't entitled to titles,
Okay.
especially as she was a princess. Whereas you see, with the prince,
Yeah.
a child of a prince is
Yeah, like
naturally,
well, the former person who was known as Prince Andrew.
yes.
Andrew
Though his
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor,
sister,
who formerly was known as Prince Andrew,
Andrew,
his
and
his progeny or whatever you call it is
yeah,
the two princesses,
yeah,
and because she's a princess, her children were not. Yeah.
yeah. But Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice, I believe, are still regarded as princesses or
Yes,
still
they are.
hold
They
that
still
title.
hold the
Yes,
the
the
princess.
titles.
Yeah. I don't know if
Uh,
that's a title or a something you could, because a title for me, when I think about it, is you become a duke, an earl, a lord, whatever, a viscount or whatever. But
mm,
prince or princess, I think, is the birth line. So I don't
yeah.
think they consider it a title.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
But then it does get sort of smudgy when you think of Harry and co. Perhaps we won't go into that.
Good
But we
plan.
will
Good
see.
plan, Susan. Good plan.
Prince Harry, well, where Highclere is it? No, is that Princess Anne's? Prince Charles's Prince Charles, King Charles's home is just down the road from here.
You mean Clarence House?
No,
No.
no, that's in London.
Yeah.
No, they had a family home
Oh.
here. It's like Princess Anne had, I think Princess Anne's was Highclere.
The Highclere belongs to the family there that did that. The guy, who was the guy who went to Egypt and he dug the Carnarvons, the Carnarvon to Lord
Okay,
Carnarvon. Highclere belongs to Lord Carnarvon, that
okay.
family, because he's the one who went to Egypt,
Hmm.
one of the Lord Carnarvons. The
Yeah.
current guy's, I think, grandfather in 1901 or whatever went to Egypt, and he was the one who found all of the treasures of Tutankhamun.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he also bankrupted that family because it cost so much to do all the digging and everything, either before it just before he found it or whatever. And so he got some funding before he found all those treasures, because I think he was almost broke at that point, or he was broke.
Yeah. Sorry, Highgrove. Highgrove House.
Highgrove, yes, Highgrove
Highgrove.
is different. It's not Highclere. Two
Yeah,
different, but
Highgrove.
yeah, Highgrove, yes.
And that is near Tetbury, which is just down the road
And
from
that's where
here.
the whole Duchy of Cornwall kind of,
Family
yeah,
lived. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where he does all of his agriculture and stuff
No,
out of.
no, that's
No?
in Cornwall. The
Oh, okay,
Duchy of
that's in
Cornwall's in
Cornwall.
Cornwall.
Okay.
Now this is a home. It was the home that he and Princess
Yeah,
Diana shared.
I remember High Grove. I've never been there,
Yeah,
but I do remember, yes, High
yeah.
Grove, yes.
So that's where the boys grew up because they
Uh,
used to go to the local pony club that I used to teach some children
yeah.
that would go to pony club and they went, "Oh, William and Harry were at pony club this week," sort of thing, you
Ah,
know.
nice. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Princess Anne is was quite close. I can't remember what her house, Gatcombe Park.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's nearby. And we used to go to horse shows here, Cirencester and whatever. And Princess Anne would be there with her children as children, with a headscarf on, with the pony. She'd be running up and down in the gymkhana with the ponies, just
Yeah.
rubbing shoulders with us.
She's a very
Oh, very
practical
natural
person.
person. Yeah.
She's very down to earth,
Yes.
apparently, and she's very, she's like,
Of the,
she's with the
mm,
people, so to speak.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
not like somebody who sits up here and,
Yeah.
whatever. No.
She's one of the people. That's what I'm saying. We used to bump into her, not bump into her, but she was at the shows that we went to, and she'd be running her children up and down in
She's
the
apparently one of
gymkhana.
the most hardest working
Oh, absolutely.
royals, right?
She is. She
And she
really takes
obviously
it.
did a lot since, of course, then when not William, sorry, when King Charles started, came out with his illness, and then
Yes.
Catherine came out with her illness. She
Yeah.
kind of continued to sort of do a lot
Hold it
more
together.
events and things to pick up
Yeah.
some slack there for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
No,
very
she held
hardworking, and she
everything.
goes all over the world, and
Mm.
she flies halfway across the world for 2 days. Like she really, that lady really has some stamina in her. She's probably like her mother,
Yes. Yes.
but I guess her father too, because they both had quite, fair bit of longevity
Mm.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And Prince Philip was actually Greek. He's
Yes, he
Greek.
was.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
That's another interesting thing for another day.
yes.